Hey guys, it's the Rant here again. I'm just kidding. This is our inaugural episode. Join us, please. With me always is my partner, Jeremy. Say hi, Jeremy.
Hello.
Man, a few words, but potent words nonetheless. Well,
How are
Jeremy,
you, Robert?
I'm dead tired, man. How are you doing?
I'm so great.
The monotone
great.
carries so much weight. It's amazing.
I'm just really tired. It's been a long week.
It has been a long week. It has been a long road just to get to recording this first episode, but damn it, we are going to do it for the fans.
Here we are.
The ones that don't exist yet. Don't worry, we'll
But
put them in editing.
Yeah. Woo, yay!
I even found some terrific audience laughter sound effects that we can put in later. It's awesome.
No, really the biggest thing that happened in the past week was E3.
Yes, it did. Yes, it did. The big gaming mecca that happens once a year and I've never been to.
Oh.
Let's face it, though. To get into E3, you either have to have a lot of money or a connection.
I have a connection.
Yes, you do, and I hate you for that.
The problem is that since I'm going to San Diego Comic-Con in 2 weeks, I didn't really have the extra funds to be like, oh yeah, I'll just jet to LA or whatever for E3 on top of that within 5 weeks. No, I just couldn't do it.
See, there you go. Proved my point. You need a lot of money and a connection. Let's face it.
I usually have one of those things, but never both at the same time. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't see anybody that actually can pull that one off. Well,
anyway.
Maybe a CEO or one of the guys actually working at E3. But you know what? We're getting off topic. Back to E3. Back to the awesomeness and the disappointment that is E3.
I would go more with awesomeness this year.
I hate to admit it, but I agree. There were a lot of things that blew my mind.
God, especially compared to last year. Last year was just terrible.
You know, I gotta be honest, I haven't frigging watched anything on E3 in the last few years because they just kept leaving me disappointed. This one was a good one to come back on, though.
Yeah.
So, Jeremy, why don't you share with our non-existent viewers a couple of your favorite highlights from E3?
Well, being a Sony honk, I was really, really impressed with the Sony press conference. They did a lot of things that I wanted them to do. They announced a lot of IPs that I wasn't too sure they were going to show. First, okay, I'll get my first big disappointment out of the way. I was really disappointed in show anything from Metal Gear that's coming out in September. I would have thought we would have got more of a presentation on that. But I predicted on a different show one time when we did our predictions for 2015 that Kingdom Hearts 3 would not come out this year, but Last Guardian would actually be shown at E3 this year, and I was right.
That's right, folks. You heard it here. Jeremy is just a little bit psychic. Usually he has to have a couple beers in him before that psychic power kicks in, but you get the idea.
No, not psychic at all. I wish.
No, sadly, just common sense. They had to bring that game out eventually. They kept remarking on it for, what was it, the last 2 or 3 E3s, something like that?
Something even longer than that, man. That game's been developed for 8 years, hasn't it?
You know, it's one of those ones. It's like Shadow of Colossus and Ico. They always look cool to me, but I just never attached to them to the point where I would play them. So this was one of those things that would bleep up on my radar only when people told me about it. I'm like, oh yeah, I remember that. So I'm betting you're right, though. I'm betting at least 8 years because it was one of those projects that sounded like a pet project for the guy creating it, you know?
Absolutely.
Still, those tend to be some of the best games, so who the hell knows? That could be a showstopper next time.
Yeah. The game that impressed me the most at Sony's press conference was Horizon.
Oh, I could not agree with you more. That game was beautiful looking. I mean, I've always been one for those kind of post-apocalyptic scenarios, and I really like the ones where nature has kind of reclaimed the world. But then to throw in the robot dinosaurs and and regular wildlife. It was amazing. What did you love about it?
I liked, first of all, that it was a female protagonist,
That's
which
always a
since
thumbs up.
which since E3 came out, that the Sony themselves said that they were a little bit nervous having a female as a protagonist, so that kind of sucks. But at the same time, I I love the robots. The robot designs were incredible, man. I love that they looked and moved and felt like dinosaurs. It was great. I love the look of the prehistoric look of a futuristic concept, if that makes sense.
You know what? We're gamers. Any kind of language that sounds sci-fi, fantasy oriented makes sense to us. It does to me. And you can't see it, but I've been sitting here with a big ass grin and just nodding at rapid pace because I couldn't agree more. The game was just impressive. And let's face it, there aren't enough female protagonists in games. And some of them where they put the female protagonist in there, they pretty much just did it for eye candy and they didn't give the character any substance. I really enjoyed the little cutscene that they had with this, the character talking, the reminiscing, just laying out the plot line. I thought it was really well done, and I hope this one hits consoles sooner rather than later. I mean, it ran glitch free on their demo, so it's got to be somewhere near completion, I would hope. Right?
Mm-hmm. And well, it's not going to come out. That was, I guess, my other big disappointment from Sony is they showed a lot of stuff that looked really cool, but the vast majority of it's not coming out till next year.
Exactly.
Which I guess is what E3 is for. They should announce games a year in advance. They should pepper in some stuff that we already knew from the year before and show how far into development it is, whether it's coming out later that year or not. I guess that's good. That's what they should be doing. But it is a little disappointing when we see a game like Horizon. It's like, okay, well, I want this now, and it's just not going to happen.
You know what, folks? This show is called The Rant for a reason, and I'm going to break off for 1 second on a small rant here. That E3 just pisses me off anymore with that kind of timeline. Like, I can kind of understand a game being a year off. I can bring that kind of patience to the table. But this bullshit where they show something really amazing and get me all hyped up for it, and then they're like, yeah, expect it 3 years from now. Are you fucking kidding me? Half the time, a console's life cycle is up by then. Half the time, by then, the console is on its way out. They've squeezed every bit of juice they can out of it. I mean, hell, the current console generation is already a year and a half in. I mean, god damn it, E3. Stop showing me the really awesome shit and getting me hyped for it, and then just leaving me hanging in the wind. That is not cool, man. That's like waving a bone in front of a dog and letting the dog run into a wall. It's a mean taunt. Damn you, E3. I love you and I hate you. Jeremy, back to you.
Well, besides Sony, the biggest Microsoft and I have a very complicated relationship. I don't like the Xbox. I never really have liked the Xbox. But probably the biggest announcement of E3, as far as my Twitter feed was concerned, is that they announced backwards capability for the Xbox One.
And that right there might be the main reason why I'm going to buy an Xbox One at some point in the future. Because, I mean, truthfully, the track record I've heard from people is less than stellar on the Xbox One. Like, instability issues, just weird quirks, which, sadly, that's what you come to expect from Microsoft consoles anymore, because the 360 on its launch had an 80% hardware failure rate. I don't even know who crunched the numbers for the release on that, but they clearly missed something. You would think that a failure rate that high would just warrant we're going to delay this 6 months, because seriously, we're going to lose our shirts and repair bills here. The same crap was going with the Xbox One. I have a buddy that rushed out and bought the newest Dead or Alive game when it came out, and he snagged it for the Xbox One. He couldn't play it. Every time he'd start it, it would crash. It took a month and a half for the patch to come through that allowed the game to work. What kind of shit is that, Microsoft? I mean, really, I've been a fan of your products for a long time, but you're dropping the ball here, man. Sony is kicking you in the nuts left and right.
I've never been that I mean, Halo, ooh, but I don't like Halo. There. I've never liked Halo. I never will like Halo. Halo just doesn't impress me. As an IP, I don't care. I think it came around at a time in gaming where people were starved for that kind of thing, and it filled a need. I think other games have done it better. I don't think they've ever topped Halo 1 or 2. I don't think they ever will. And their big announcement was that all of their DLC is going to be free.
Woo!
Which is nice, but what that tells me is that their DLC is going to suck.
Truthfully, you can't deny that is a good chance there that their DLC is going to be weak and that it wasn't going to be anything that would make them money to begin with. So yeah, I mean, I agree with you there. I mean, I've been a Halo fan since the start, but I have trailed off heavily. They've dropped the ball on that one several times. I mean, just like Halo 3. When they put out that like follow-up one, Halo 3 ODST or whatever it was, that was out of place. It was weird. The character you were playing was supposed to be a normal dude, so explain to me why he's just as durable and hard-hitting as a Spartan. That one makes a lot of sense. Then there was the real-time strategy Halo game in there. It's another one of those monster franchises that is slowly sinking in its own fame.
Yes. And it's sad because I know a lot of people, including like my little brother, who are just really into Halo. And I wish they could recapture what they felt when they played the first one all over again, but I just don't think they can. And then besides that, I mean, it's been, a week? I can barely remember anything from the Microsoft press conference.
I can remember one thing that really stood out for me, and that was the HoloLenses.
Okay, yes, the HoloLenses. First time I saw that, and this is going to get us an explicit tag wherever we post this episode, I went, what the fuck am I looking at? I am like the least interested in Minecraft person that exists.
Oh, I don't know. I think I'd give you a run for that one.
I don't see the point to it. But when I saw them take those HoloLenses and do Minecraft on a tabletop and make it a 3D model, and I was like, okay, I get it. I will play Minecraft. That's literally what my thought process was. I was like, can I do this tomorrow? Because if I can, I will.
I gotta be honest, I saw the HoloLenses, and in my head I'm just like, dude, fuck gaming. If I could just use that to work my computer, it would be fun then to actually sit down and go through my bills online, You're like, I don't feel like paying that now. Ball it up, throw it across the room into a virtual garbage can. Come on. I mean, granted, the gaming possibilities of that would be tremendous, but hell, I hate to admit it, it did make Minecraft look fun, and I have been resisting an onslaught from a few dozen friends who were like, get on Minecraft with us. I'm like, no, I don't want to fucking waste my money on that shit. Sorry to you Minecraft lovers out there. I don't see the point either. I don't want to play with imaginary Legos so that someone else can jump into my room and rip it apart later. Yeah. Hate you, Minecraft. But that's all I really remember from the Microsoft press conference too. It was like that and backward compatibility. Those are the two things, which oddly enough really didn't have anything to do with the gaming at the moment. The Sony press conference, on the other hand, that was amazing.
Yes.
Thank you, Sony. You are still setting the bar. We're Sony fans here, folks,
yes.
in case you didn't get
but
that.
The most impressed I was at the press conference was hands down at the EA one. And I'm not just talking about Star Wars Battlefront, which looked amazing. I'm talking about Unravel and how I wanted the developer to move into my condo so we could just have fun, yarny adventures all day, and I could watch the game finish getting developed and play it right away because I can't wait to play that game because it was awesome.
You know, I didn't pay all that much attention to the E3 press conference because, as my partner Jeremy here can back up, I have some big beef with EA, but we'll talk about that in another episode. The point is, that Unraveled game did look pretty nice. I mean, I wasn't a big fan of Sackboy and Little Big Planet, but they took some interesting turns with making the Unraveled game. They took the mechanics from that and made it look a little more fun and whimsical. So I can see that game actually taking off pretty well.
Yeah, okay. I've avoided long enough. Star Wars Battlefront was the game of the show. It looked incredible. There's no... Yeah, forget it. Just forget it.
Yes, we love Star Wars here, folks. It's a fond memory for me in my childhood, and Jeremy is one of the authorities on it, so don't even try to stump him with a weird comment. You will get your shit fucked up by his Star Wars trivia knowledge. Trust me. And Battlefront did look amazing. I mean, lack of a campaign mode kind of upsetting me. But
yeah.
if I can get games going on it, I'll pick it up and I'll play it. 'Cause, I mean, it looked fun. I mean, what was your big highlight from the little bit of gameplay footage they showed?
Oh god, probably being able to take control of an AT-AT. Because that's all I've wanted since I was, 4. But...
Oh, who doesn't want to walk around in one of those things? Hell, I might not even play the game. I just kind of explore the map. Like, where the hell is he going in that? I don't know. It's Rob. Who the hell knows what he's thinking? The game looked pretty. Am I remembering this wrong? Can you play as like a Jedi and use a lightsaber on the field as well?
Looks like it.
Yeah, that's what I have, like a vague memory of, like a chunk of the presentation for it. But like I said, I was sort of in and out on the E3 presentation part. Still, I am looking forward to that game. Any of you fans out there, or fans we might get, want to join us sometime? Throw it up in the comments.
Oh, yeah. I'd love to play games with these people.
We'll think about playing games with these people. It depends on how your comment is received by us. I may have just thrown out a whole bunch of landmines there, didn't I?
Probably.
You know, there was one game that they showed, I think it was at the Microsoft press conference, which did kind of intrigue me, but they didn't show much to it. I believe it was called ReCore. That looked like it had some interesting possibilities. Do you remember what I'm talking about, Jeremy?
No.
Okay, well, it was just a cinematic, and they had this woman exploring the wasteland kind of thing, and she stumbled upon, I guess it was like the entrance to a cavern or something, and she had a little robot that kind of resembled a dog with her, right? When she walked up upon the entrance, she gets ambushed by a bunch of other robots. And, you know, she whips out her awesome little tech rifle thing that looks like it's made out of scavenged parts. And
I do remember that.
Yeah, it looked like there could be some fun gameplay applied to that. Because at the end of it, the little dog, like the robot, it self-destructs to take out all of the other robots. And the girl picks the, like, spherical core thing up and slaps it into another robot. And hey, the dog's back. Although... now it's in like a giant robot golem body, but hey, you got your pet back. That's awesome. It just I don't know. I could see some fun gameplay elements going on there. Like having to swap the core out of different robots to get you past obstacles. A little bit of puzzle play along with the action stuff. I like my games to have multi-tiered approaches to gameplay. I don't like straightforward action or straightforward puzzles. You need a little bit of variance in it.
Yeah, I can understand that.
Anyways, that one just kind of caught my eye. Who the hell knows if they'll actually do anything with it? Again, the average expectant time for a game from E3 is 18 months, so who the hell knows? That could be tossed into the garbage by next November.
That's true.
Like, oh, ReCore? Yeah, we weren't making any breakthroughs with that one. I mean, we had the dog, but I mean, shit, it's a dog. It's like, dude, you're an asshole. We like dogs here at the Rant.
We do like. I'm more of a cat person.
And the feud starts. Nah, I'm just kidding. Cats are fine. I will never have another cat, but they're not bad animals.
Fair.
Ugh.
That's fair.
If we had Dan on here, he'd be trying to choke me through the microphone.
Well, that's because he has like 20 cats.
Yes, he does. He always seemed to have a cat on his lap and stepping on his keyboard when I talk to him.
Always.
Weird times, people. Weird times. It's all in the past. We don't want to talk about it. It's like acid flashbacks. Maybe on another episode. Any of you Deus Ex fans out there? Huh? Show of hands. 1, 2, 3. All right, that's 6 million. That's right. Population of, quarter of the U.S. loves that game. I'm making that up as I go. I don't fucking care if you like it or not, but I do. These games are awesome. They don't typically have great endings, but you know what? They kind of make up for it in gameplay.
How many games truly have great endings, though?
It's like a 1 in a million shot anymore. There's so many weird little artistic quirks that they like to apply to endings that never make me feel satisfied at the end. I mean, shit, I think the only game that I beat recently and I was like, that ending was worth it, was The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt.
Did you beat it?
I have beaten it. I cleared it on normal, and I'm like a third of the way through on the hardest difficulty, Death March. I freaking love that game. It's amazing. CD Projekt Red, keep doing what you're doing. You have my full support, guys.
See, I am about to just really ramp up my gaming. I got the new Batman today, as you know.
Hell yeah.
A friend of mine, shout out to Josh, lent me Lego Jurassic World. I've never been the biggest fan of Lego games, but I really like the Marvel one that came out with the system launches a couple years ago. So I'm pretty excited to play this one. I mean, dinosaurs, Legos. And I just got Borderlands, the Handsome Collection or Edition or whatever the hell it's called. So yeah, I'm ready to game. The other day I was playing Marvel vs. Capcom 3 and was kicking ass.
Oh my god, I haven't played that in ages.
I played Portal 2 for the first time. That was fun. That was different.
That game, that is in its own class. It's a puzzle game, but it's whimsical. It's fun.
Yeah. So, I mean, yeah, I'm really trying to ramp up my gaming a little bit more than I have been in recent times.
Life can suck, man. Life can suck, and games are definitely a good answer to venting those frustrations.
Agreed.
We're gonna kick some ass later on Borderlands, I can tell you that.
Hell yeah. Maybe we should go do that, actually.
Hell yeah, let's tear it up.
Alright. Thanks for listening, guys.
This has been The Rant.